Okay, great. Thanks. Bye. No, I'm not holding a tablet to the side of my face. This is the Huawei Mate 20X 5G, and you're forgiven for thinking it's a tablet because it's got a 7.2 inch screen, therefore it looks quite large. But you know what else it is? Really quite fast. Exactly how big are we talking here? Well, here's a Huawei phone, and here is an iPhone XS Max, a big phone on its own. And you can see as you put them together, there's a considerable size difference between the two. However, the Huawei phone's been really well designed. Yes, it's big, but it never feels ungainly in the hand, and despite weighing 233 grams, that bulk has been evenly distributed, so it's comfortable to hold and never feels as if it's going to topple over. Perhaps if you were holding a tablet, you'd have that sensation. Plus, because of the size of this screen, 7.2 inches, it's really quite a revelation to use every day. You get lovely video, you get a wonderful web browsing experience, and what's more, there's the little things, like using the screen as a viewfinder for the camera. It's great, you see so much more. You're able to focus in on your subjects easier and frame your shots. Having a big screen like this in your pocket every day, it's really fantastic. So the size of the Mate 20X 5G is one thing, but what everybody is going to come for is 5G. So we're outside in Monaco now, and we're going to have a quick live demo of 5G performance on the phone. So if we hit that test button and see what happens, so you can see that number is already pretty impressive. So that was a maximum of 711 megabits per second. Upload speeds, we're told that these are 5G, but it's almost certainly a 4G upload with speeds like that. And then a latency test last of 9 milliseconds. So that is very, very impressive. Monaco has got a full 5G network, and it's all powered by Huawei equipment. And you've just seen a live demo of the Mate 20X 5G delivering 711 megabits per second. How about the rest of this monster phone? Well, it's pretty monster inside too. It's got the Kirin 980 processor, which we've seen in the Huawei P30 Pro, and it's joined by Huawei's new 5G modem, the Belong 5000. And it's the first time the two have been put together in a smartphone you will potentially be able to buy. It's also going to come out in, of course, the Mate X, the foldable smartphone. Don't get that confused by the similar names. This doesn't fold up at all. On the back is a triple lens camera, and that's the same as we've seen in the Mate 20 Pro. The Mate 20 Pro, you may remember, came out at the end of 2018, and the camera was really excellent at the time. Using the Mate 20X 5G today reminds me of how good that camera still is. You have a 40 megapixel main lens, you have a 20 megapixel depth lens, an 8 megapixel wide angle lens. So they're all held in there in this little square bump that we're going to see on a few other phones coming out in late 2019. Definite trendsetter. You'll notice underneath that there's a fingerprint sensor here. There's nothing in display, and it's wonderful. It easily is located on the back. It's not too large, and it's much more reliable than an in-display fingerprint sensor. So here's a reminder about the Mate 20 Pro's camera, which we find on the back of the Mate 20X 5G. It's really versatile. It's definitely one of the best cameras Huawei has made. You've got this, the standard view. You've also got a wide angle view at the bottom, changed with this slider at the bottom, a 3 times optical zoom, and then a 5 times hybrid zoom. And it's all very simple to use using the slider at the bottom of the screen. You can go straight up to a 10x digital zoom if you want to. However, 5x at hybrid is pretty much the maximum you'd want to use. It's very simple to use. There's also a selection of different modes along the side, including a very effective night mode. Night mode on here it returns slightly more atmospheric photos than the P30 Pro, which is just so shockingly good at taking low light photos. you just end up thinking it's daylight. But on here, it's not quite the same. It's still very, very good, but it adds a little bit more atmosphere to your photos. I quite like that. There's also lots of artificial intelligence inside for scene recognition and helping you even compose shots. There's a Leica-tuned colour mode along the side. Don't forget that this is a Leica camera, and they've helped develop the lenses for Huawei, and you have some wonderful different modes that are all selected in a very simple menu. It is a joy to use the camera on the Huawei Mate 20X 5G. There's a USB Type-C charging port on the bottom. That tops up the 4,200 mAh battery inside, and it uses Huawei's supercharged system. So it's very quick, an hour and a half, and that will be topped up to the maximum. The battery life? Well, we've not put this fully through its tests yet. So at the moment, using it as a quick review device in a short testing period, it's average. 50% went in an afternoon using the camera and 5G speed tests. So we'd imagine a day with heavy use, with everything running, is about right, but probably not much longer. Bit of a disappointment considering the size of this phone. There's no headphone jack. You're going to have to put up with Bluetooth or use a dongle to use wired headphones. That's a bit of a shame. So that leaves us with the final question. When and how can you buy one of these? Well, at the moment, it's a little bit difficult to say. Huawei will launch this in China on July 26th, but an international launch is still unknown, although the Mate 20X 5G was on the list of the UK's 5G devices when the systems were turned on. Recently, it never actually arrived, and there's still no confirmed date for when it will. However, when it does, it's most definitely worth taking a look at. I actually really like the size, and because Huawei has designed this very well, it never feels unmanageable. And that's probably the only hurdle. It's extremely fast, the camera's capable, and the screen is lovely to look at. It's not really much more that we want from a phone, especially when paired with a capable 5G network. That's something that's going to become more common in the future, so buying one of these will be future-proof in a way that many other smartphones are not.